Good morning, it's Terry. Welcome to your morning cup of inspiration. Thanks for being with me today. Hey, we just had a big storm come through. Noisy, lightning, thunder. Reminded me of the story in Acts, the 28th chapter, where Paul's in the ship being tossed about. Men are scared to death and are ready to jump overboard, and each man for himself, just to try to make it to shore and save themselves. Well, Paul heard God speak and said, hey, make sure none of the men get out of the boat, and I'll see that they all live. You know, sometimes when we're in the middle of a storm, you may be in one today, it's hard to hear the voice of God, isn't it? But God still speaks. Sometimes you just have to listen a little bit closer. Paul heard, he shared that word, all the men made it to shore. Here they are, exhausted, wet, and they're building a fire to warm themselves and try to recover a little bit. And what should happen? Paul's putting wood in the fire, and a serpent, a snake, lunges out and grabs a hold of Paul's hand, a poisonous snake hanging onto his hand. The people around see this, and of course, they immediately go, what has this man done wrong? What evil has he done? He's made it through this shipwreck, but God is now going to take his life by a snake. You know, you could be coming out of a storm, exhausted, weary, and then you hear the voices, the discouraging voices. Do what Paul did. Don't listen to them. Paul did not listen to those voices. You know what he did? He just shook the snake back into the fire. And you know, the people were sitting there waiting for him to die. Not a thing happened to him. God took care of him. The enemy had no power over him. He had work ahead. He had more books to write in the Bible. Can you take that for yourself? God has a lot of things in store for you. When the enemy comes at you, when you're weak and tired, shake it off. Shake it back into the fire, and remember, God has a lot in store that he wants you to do. So don't let the storms get you down. Trust in God, and he'll lead you forward day by day. Thanks so much for joining us for that morning cup of inspiration, and we'll see you next time.